Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 2 for this week, and because I am pressed for time, I am simply going to do this with no graphics and simply share with you a couple of new things that I learned today after talking with Jonathan Blaze at the National Weather Service office in Raleigh. So I was under the impression that when the RDU sensor was going to be moved, it was going to be moved for the purposes of making the temperature readings more accurate. That is not the case. It's being moved because of the construction of a new runway, and so it has to change locations because of that. And I don't know what the timetable is for the completion of that new runway, but anyways, it's being moved, and the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, still has first dibs on where it goes because they are interested in aviation safety, okay, so they want it to be near the runway. It's not optimal for climate observations, but that's the way it is. So it could very well be that we will not see any improvement once the sensor is moved. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you was that he mentioned to me that the Centennial campus is not a good alternative in terms of temperature readings. It is on the roof of a 3-story building over on Centennial campus, some 60 or 70 feet above the ground, which is not exactly up to the World Meteorological Organization standards. So he suggested to me that a better alternative would be a couple of these what we call EcoNet stations that the State Climate Office actually maintains and runs, and they are in nice, rural areas set to WMO standards. And I downloaded the data for June from those 2 stations in Wake County, Reedy Creek and Lake Wheeler. And I believe the high temperature was 3 degrees lower than RDU for both of those stations, and the number of 90-degree days was 9 less. They only hit 90, 10 or more, or 90 or higher 10 times, whereas RDU was 19. And that data is available. It updates continuously. So I think what I may start doing is showing you that data and comparing that with RDU, and then seeing how it compares. Also, one more thing, he mentioned that the soil type out there around the sensor at the airport is not exactly optimal soil. He said it's sort of a clayish soil. It dries out very quickly, and we've talked before about how the sun's energy, part of it goes into evaporating soil moisture, but if that dries out, then all of the sun's energy goes into heating the ground because there's no soil moisture left to evaporate. So if that soil out there is drying out quickly, that also is going to contribute to the readings being inflated in addition to the proximity to the runway. So it's not an optimal situation. And one thing I'm going to try to do is set up a Zoom interview with somebody at the National Center for Environmental Information, formerly the National Climatic Data Center out in Asheville, and get it from the horse's mouth, no disrespect to them, that's just an expression, and talk about how they sort through all of this data with the co-op stations and the airports and all that kind of thing, and how they sort it all out and make sure that there's no contamination from outliers. So I'm going to try to set that up. I don't know how quickly I can do it, but I do want to let you know that I'm going to be working on that. All right, so that's new information. I wanted to share that with you. That is bonus weather video number 2 for today, or for this week. The next one coming up Friday, next daily weather update coming up tomorrow, 4th of July. You all take care, folks. We'll talk to you soon. See you later.